Hi, I'm gonna be making a smaller version of these Calla Lily earrings. Well, right now they're not earrings, but they will be. I think these are about 1.5 inches, and they might be too big for the person that I'm making them for. So I have here some white Fimo soft polymer clay, and later on I'm also gonna be using, as far as tools, this acrylic roller, and to give it the metallic powder look, metal powder by Mona Lisa. I will include a link to this in the description. You will also need either a fake or freshwater pearl, but that's gonna be later and it's optional. What I'm doing right now is my conditioned clay. It's a small log, as you can see. I'm going to divide it in half. If you have an X-Acto knife or your cutter blade, you can use that. And then I'm just pressing them, and now I'm gonna press them with the acrylic roller. I'm not pressing too hard because I don't want them to be too thin. If you make them too thick, they will be prone to breakage later on, unless you're using Calla polymer clay, which is very sturdy even if you roll it thin. Now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna cut it into the shape, the top of a leaf. You could have a template drawn beforehand to follow it. You're pretty much creating this shape, a pointy shape. And then this corner over here, you want to round it up so it doesn't have a sharp edge. We're gonna do the same here. Just cut one end, then the other. Oh, I forgot to mention, you're also gonna need a brush to apply the metallic powder. And then you cut the edges of it like this. And at this point, you may want to just soften the edges a little bit. If you had polymer clay sculpting tools, you could also smooth this with the tool. Another thing you could do, if you have, say, a piece of plastic. Okay, that's that. Like this, you could cover it and then cover the edges, press them, and it will give it a more smooth finish. That's optional though. Okay, now what you want to do is that you want to flip or fold this over onto itself. It helps if you have a brush or a pencil, a thin one, and you come like this. So that you have a overlap. You want to pinch that more for a more realistic look. And then the top, you want to also pinch it close and smoothen it. We'll do the same with this one. Using our cylindrical shape. Gonna fold it onto itself. And then press the ends, pinch them together like this. This one seems smaller than that one, and that's fine. I'm gonna trim the ends, Anyway, so they're about the same size. I'm also pinching this and just bending it slightly backward, like that. Now the place where I'm going to hang the earring from would be from the side. Will be a jump ring that I put. So I'm going to cut the end over here so it's not pointy. Then I'm gonna try to make this other one match that shape. So I need to squeeze further into the stem. Okay, I'm pretty close. Now I'm gonna trim the edge. And I have this shape. I'm going to put the, I'm gonna do the hole when I'm done with the metal application. Use a dusting mask if you have one. If not, try to keep your head away from this so you don't breathe in this. This is metal powder. It's actual metal, and it's not something you want to have in your lungs. So I'm using the brush just to cover the Calla Lily with it. You want to keep a very light touch on your polymer clay Calla Lily before it's baked, because it is, you could very easily squeeze it and make it lose its shape. Alright, I'm almost done. You could also use gloves if you don't want any finger printing marks left on it. Alright. Now I'm going to use just head pin. Any other pointy metal pin will do, to create the hole for the earring. After I go on one side, I'm gonna go back on the other. Gonna make sure they're about the same size. Now I'll do the same with this. And I'm gonna touch it some more with some leftover powder. And now I'm just going to insert them in the oven and bake them for 30 minutes at 230. If you're using any other brand of clay, follow the temperature requirements for that brand. Alright, after the Calla Lilies have been baked, it's time to add the pearl if you're going to. I'm using E6000 and I'm using a fresh watered pearl in a pair of earrings, and in the other one that is smaller, I'm using just imitation pearl. You want to fill with the glue as much as you can of the opening on the Calla Lily. and then when you add the pearl, push it all the way in so that the glue attaches to it. You let it cure. This glue cures in about 24 hours. And when you're done with it, then you can proceed to the next step. Or if you're careful, you can probably finish the earrings at this point. Just don't wear them until the glue has cured. Alright, the next thing we need to do is attach the jump rings. And for that, you're gonna need your flat nose, needle nose pliers and jump rings. I'm using stainless steel in this case. And I'm gonna show you how to properly open the ring. You hold one with one side with the plier, and then with the other plier, you twist it up or down, whichever angle you're seeing it from. And that's when you attempt to open it or put it on the Calla Lily. Mine went flying because these things are really small and they can easily go flying. Another problem that I had was that the hole that I made before baking was too small for this jump ring, so I used my hand drill to enlarge it on both sides so that it's smooth on both sides of the Calla Lily. After doing this, then the jump ring should go more easily into it. And then when you wear the earring, it will not be just stuck on one side, but it will dangle properly. What follows after this is putting the jump ring. This time it will be easier since we have enlarged the hole of the Calla Lily. And then you will grab your earring hook and make sure you put it in a way that is facing front when you're wearing them. Then you close it with using both of your pliers. And if you do have a small gap in them, small enough maybe for the earring hook to come off, then you will want to secure the loop. And I'm going to do that by using the loop closer tool, which you will see next. This tool is curved in the inside so that it has the shape of a loop, and it allows you to have a tighter finish to your jump ring. And now we do the same with the second earring. Here we are using the loop closer tool again, just to make sure there are no gaps and that the earring hook will not become detached from it. As a finishing touch, you can also move the portion of the gap where your jump ring joins to the inside of the Calla Lily, and this further ensures that your earring won't come apart with use or wear and tear. Thank you for watching, and if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of my videos, remember to subscribe.